Welcome back to Drawing with the Rig. We are now on part 3 of completing this rendering of Iron Man. Thank you for sticking with me. This is a fun part, obviously, called shading. And there's a specific effect I already decided on that I'm wanting to have with this shading. With the light source coming from this direction, that's really got to be remembered, so you kind of want to honor it. But it's kind of, I've made it so it's kind of behind the hand. Thus the reason the shading is very much in front of the hand. Also, there's an effect that I want. Yes, you can probably tell what that is, which is making most of the hand dark so that those repulsors really stand out. I wanted to do that with the charcoal, because obviously he's shooting at someone, getting ready to repulse someone. All right. Okay, still shade on this side. Also trying to show certain nuances in the metal. You know, there's hard shading like so. Like there. There's soft shading. Go with a little hard here, because it's metal, you know. There we go again. There we go. If I were in Photoshop, I'd put a white haze around there. Maybe I can find some charcoal later on. Not charcoal, but some chalk. And put kind of a haze around the repulsor there. So that's good enough. Okay. Okay. Moving on to the face here. Just making sure I get the flat end. Actually, let's just go right down. You may wonder why I'm using charcoal. It's because in one stroke, I can give various levels of intensity. So I'm basically doing a wash kind of thing now, right here. But like I said, in one stroke, I can press on one side. See that? I love that aspect of it. There we go. Yep. Right through, down, down. There we are. And this is an edge right here, so I can press This is an edge right here. So I can press. There we are. That's an edge. Because this is like in the TV costume, sorry, in the movie costume, this is a whole lot more flatter than it's usually rendered in the comic books. In the comic books, they go wild with the lines in this area. They just go crazy sometimes with squiggly lines, influenced by Kirby often. Okay, now let's bring this dark area out a little bit more. It's kind of cool. All right, but let's use this to accentuate this corner a bit. So use a subtractive method, take it away. Okay. All right. And in order for that to work, gotta continue it up here, but it's a different thing. Okay, now I have a little bit here, just a little, and this is an edge right here that goes back, actually. The way that should work is that this should be a little shaded. Yeah, I usually get very much into shading in my portraits, and it gets kind of detailing, and so I'm trying to fight the urge to get too detailing right now. Okay. All right, now let's just obviously I'm taking my cues from the design aspects given by the concept artist at Marvel, because those are the people who made this thing. Obviously, and inspired by Kirby and Don Heck and etc. Let's put this. All right, and let's. All right, now this line right here, you may have wondered why the heck that was there. Well, there is a ridge, obviously making him look tough, but there's a ridge there, and it turns in, and like I said, makes him look tough. Let me look real quick. This line right here, I want to be a little bit more accentuated. All right, let's make sure the shading works. Put a little heavier thing here. Okay. Looking a little bit more like War Machine. But of course, War Machine is just a more militarized version of Iron Man. Okay. Let's put a little bit more red here, a little bit more black here, and a little bit more black here, so that I can go in with my eraser and pull that out. A lot of my point was like just to get that out there, you know? Same with the chest device here. And I really would like this area to be a little bit more shaded because it's away from the light source. All right. pull out a few nuances here. Nuances here. Okay. Okay. Now, yes, in Photoshop I would use a Wacom tablet, and that would help me color this. But I like the organicness of this. And sooner or later I'll be doing demonstrations on Wacom and Photoshop and everything like that. But this I knew I could do relatively quickly. There's a flat end. Okay. No. I kept on talking about light source, so let's do a little bit with the background here. I think, okay, let me take this right up there. I think last week I said the background, or well, not last week, but last time, that the background might be a planet, but I'm like going, look, he's shooting at something, and there's a character that really, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that has not really been done very well. And that is the Mandarin, which is Iron Man's, like, one of his main enemies. And I didn't think Spider-Man 3 really did a good Mandarin. So I was thinking, okay, let's make Iron Man fight the Mandarin. And when I say that, I mean, you see this right here? Mandarin has like rings on all of his fingers, and he shoots them like that. So these are kind of representing those rings, the beams that would be coming from those rings. He'll shoot one, he'll shoot two, but this, so I'm making a wall. And that's that. And then for the light source, let's make a fire here. Let's make a fire. Let's make a fire. And that's the actual light source. And let's make some, let's make an indication of wreckage in the background. Like they've really been fighting it out. And like I said, I wanted this to be a wall. I may have to go back into it. But at least to give a feeling like, whoa, this is getting out of hand. Yeah, I was getting ready to use an eraser tool to just pull some flashes out, but it started going into the white area. Don't want that. Well, actually, I think that's a good stopping point for now. But there is not going to be a chapter 4. It's just, this is it. I can go into it again later, but you definitely got the idea. But this is indeed Iron Man. It can go further. Okay, folks, that's Iron Man. You know, I've drawn a lot of pictures for a lot of people. And one person that there's only been one person that I've been requested to do Iron Man. It's like, I want to be Iron Man. No, everybody else wants to be like Harley Quinn or Spider-Man, but there's one very cool person who allowed me to do him as Iron Man. Mr. Santana from Tulare Union High School in Tulare. And that's the Iron Man portrait I did for him, or caricature I did for him. Turned out well. And I'll turn it like this. And while I'm at this, I'll say hello to Tulare Union. Hi, guys. Mr. Santana. And all the other wonderful people I know there. And that's it for today. Check you out later. Next time, Thor.